production, camera, costume, electric, sound, makeup and hair, props and set, art, food, editor. There are so many departments in a film crew. Let's start with the production department. First, we have the director. The director is the one who leads the filmmaking process. Basically, they're the boss. They sit in the director's chair and tell people what to do. It's their vision that shapes the whole film. For example, they might want the movie to have a romantic style or be a dramatic action film. They are also responsible for casting all the actors for the film, finding the best person for each role. Next, we have the assistant director, the hand of the director. They manage everything and make sure the director's vision is followed. The first AD works directly with the director to plan everything before filming. They organize the schedule for the actor and the whole crew, making sure everybody shows up on time and that the shoot finishes at the best possible time. For example, they must finish before the sunset ends by the sea, or before a kid actor has to go home to do his homework. They also make backup plans in case something goes wrong, like unexpected bad weather. They are also in charge of making sure everyone is physically safe on set. No injuries are allowed. Next, we have the production manager. This person is responsible for all the paperwork. They hire crew members for other departments and negotiate their contracts. They manage all expenses to make sure the film stays on budget. If you're an actor, this is the person you'll talk to the most. They are your main contact. They have Connect Basecamp, where actors and everyone else wait to the film set. They'll call you and get you to the set on time. They also arrange travel plan for the whole film crew to any location. They also work with the assistant director to make the daily call sheet. Basically, it's a document that gives all the necessary information so everyone knows their task for the day. Now we have the PA, aka the production assistant. There are usually many of them and they do all kinds of jobs, literally. For example, they have bring equipment to the set, set up tables, bring necessary documents. They may get coffee for someone, hold an umbrella for an actor if it's raining, or put a coat on them if it's cold. Basically, they are the runners. They help out wherever they are needed, so they are super helpful. So next is the camera team. First is the director of photography or camera operator. They work with the director in advance to decide the style, color palette, and locations for the film. On set, they decide how the camera will be placed, what kinds of lens to use, and how the lighting should look. They are also responsible for slating each camera shot with a little clipboard, like you often see in some videos on the internet. They work with the script supervisor and the sound department to make sure the correct letters are written on the slate. Next, we have the assistant camera or cameraman is responsible for shooting the scene. They also change camera lenses between takes, set up the camera on a dolly or the ceiling, and make sure they're ready to go. They may also work as the digital imaging technician who takes all the memory cards and maybe the audio, downloads them to external hard drives, and make sure everything is backed up and reformatted for the next shoot. They also have setup monitors for the director. Next, we have the electrician. They are the main electric person and they work with the director of photography to decide things like what kind of lights to use, what the color temperatures should be, warm or cold, where the lights are placed, above, below, left, right, in front or behind the actor. They help bring the DP's vision to life. Basically, they are responsible for anything with power, camera, lights, monitor, speakers, microphone, etc. The costume designer is a very important role. They usually work off set or are sometimes on set to oversee things. They work in their own studio, design costume to match the director's vision. They build, find, or manage costumes and make sure each actor wears the correct outfit and accessories for the scene. Now we talk about the sound department. First, we have the production sound mixer. They usually sit in a small area of set, listening in during takes. They mix and balance sound live. They adjust actors' body mics and other mics on set. In the sound department, there's also the boom operator. So their job is to operate the boom mic, or we call it the shotgun mic, which is placed above or below the actor and picks up sound closely. They also have to make sure that the mix stays out of the frame. They also have the sound mixer with any task, deal with interfering issues, and monitor unwanted sounds. For example, like airplanes. Makeup and hairstylists, they're responsible for making actors look their best. They need to have good makeup skills and prepare a lot of wigs for actors. Sometimes they do special effect makeup like in horror films. They also handle prosthetics and manage assistants. Next, we have the script supervisor. The script supervisor is usually just one person. They work right next to the director, watching the footage during the shoot. They're in charge of making sure everything on the camera is checked carefully, so nothing is wrong compared to the script. For example, is the mark in the actor's right hand or left? What color shoes should they be wearing? Were the lights set correctly? If not, they will go up to the actor between takes and say, the actual line is blah blah blah, and show them the script. Basically, they make sure that what's in the script will end up on the screen. Script supervisors must be very careful and detail-oriented. Next, we have the prop master. They are in charge of building and fighting everything the actors interact with, including furniture, food, drinks, books, tools, instruments, and photos. They source, build, or modify props. They arrange props to fit the director's vision. On set, they move, add, or remove props during shooting. They check the position of all props, where they start and end. They take pictures between sets to make sure that everything stays in the right place. In the film crew, we also have an art director. Their main task is designing the film sets. They are responsible for the visual look of the locations and sets. They work with the director to make sure the locations match the tone of the film, whether it's a build set, a jungle, or anywhere else. Next, we have caterers. They provide full meals between shoots and also snacks and drinks throughout the day. They also work as a food stylist, preparing food that needs to look fancy or delicious on camera. They cook it, make it look nice, and keep it fresh while it's on set. Finally, we have post-production. The poor editor has to handle the huge amount of footage, assembling and organizing it into a complete film. Also have to make many edits based on the director's request. Sleep less than 6 hours a day, so basically they just stay inside the house, do their job, rarely go outside, and just live like a zombie. As you can see, making a film is not easy. It requires many roles and jobs. In reality, there are even more departments and people involved, but the above are the most essentials. Thanks for watching and see you next time.